Okay, this video is about creating an agenda. So we have a protocol in here, and I'm going to click on the agenda page under IRB admin tab. We don't have any meetings. Mentor lists past meetings and future meetings separately. So if you want to find a past meeting, click on past meetings. So we're going to create a new meeting. So a meeting has a start date and time. So we'll say that this meeting starts on July 7th. And it will start at 1 p.m. The meeting ends on July 7th at 3 p.m. and some will be place. If you want to enforce a deadline for submission of protocols prior to the meeting, if you put a deadline date in, Mentor won't put any protocols submitted after that deadline on the agenda. You have other ways to control whether protocols appear on the agenda, so it's up to you. So I'm going to save that. Mentor creates an agenda, and then you simply click the link. And here's the agenda. Mentor's got an outline of different types of protocols. And you can see here is the protocol, the one protocol that is in the system. It's been expedited review approved, so that's what the category that it shows up in. Now, this agenda outline has many other headers on it. But it only shows the headers when there are protocols within them. These are the major headers, and so they always appear, but then the subheaders don't appear if they don't have any data within them. So just to give you an idea of all of those headers, the setup agenda page here on ordering shows you the ordering of all the different subheaders under the major headers. So there's quite, so if you get continuing reviews submitted or full board reviews submitted or expedited requested and so forth, those headers will appear and the protocols will appear on them. This page allows you to move items from the new business to the new business expedited approvals. It doesn't look like we had elected to do that when we went over this last time. And the visibility page allows you to select items that you don't want to display at all. So for instance, you're probably not going to see DSMB reports and deviations. You could uncheck those and they will never appear on the agenda. Just remember to click Save Settings. But because Mentor only shows the headings that have data, the hiding of those subheadings isn't really that necessary because they'll be hidden anyway by default. So we'll go back and we go back to IRB admin and we will click on the agenda and here it is and here's that agenda. A couple of other items on the agenda. Doesn't look like although we've added members, we haven't added members to the IRB, so that's why only Art and Megan are showing here. So we'll, in the next video, show how to add members to the IRB committee so that they appear here. To manage attendance at the meeting, once everybody's listed as members, you can simply uncheck the box, and that person will then be listed as excused. So in this case, no voting members are present. So it's pretty easy to manage your attendance. There's also a guests field, so you can just type in the names of individuals who are invited guests to the meeting. You can also put in agenda notes. So agenda notes and discussion notes are only visible to the chair and the admin. IRB member note is shown to everyone. I'll talk about that in just a second. So if I want to put in an agenda note, this is a fake protocol, for instance. Whatever it is that you want to communicate to the members of the IRB on the agenda prior to the meeting. So you can see here is the agenda note. The discussion notes are really for your meeting. So you're going to summarize the discussion of the protocol at the meeting. So some discussion took place, right, whatever it happens to be. These can be quite lengthy, multiple paragraphs and so forth, depending on the depth of the discussion. I'll save that, and you'll see that the discussion notes appear underneath the agenda notes. When the meeting is finally approved, the discussion notes are within your minutes. So Mentor will display the protocol title and the investigator and the discussion notes on the minutes page. IRB member notes are a little bit different. This is for each member of the IRB. If they, when they're reviewing the protocols prior to the meeting, they can type in some comments, and they can then type in some consent form comments, change sentence on page 2, etc. Right? And they save those comments, and they appear with this little chevron, this gray bar. That indicates that there are member notes present, and any member of the IRB can click the chevron and see the comments, and they'll just be listed by all of the members that have put comments in. The purpose of this is to save IRB members time. If I've gone through and read the protocol and made some comments, other IRB members should probably look at those comments first so that they don't end up making the same comments over. IRB member notes are not written to the minutes PDF, so they're really sort of for internal use. But you can, if I go to discussion notes, you'll see down at the bottom here that I can copy the IRB member notes to the discussion notes, and so you can actually use the IRB member notes as part of your minutes if they put in some good comments that you want to use, and you can just take out the text and use what they put in. So you also have the option of displaying the IRB member notes to the PI. By default, they're not displayed. So that's pretty much it with the agenda. You can store the agenda as PDF. Typically, I would store it, the day of the meeting. Once it's stabilized, it isn't going to change. And then after the meeting date passes, you'll see an approve button, and you typically wouldn't approve the minutes until the next meeting. And once you do, then Mentor stores those minutes as PDF. You can export the agenda to an XLS file. You can freeze the agenda, and freezing the agenda just means that no new items are added to it. You can skip a meeting. If a meeting's canceled, skip it, and everything will move to the next meeting agenda automatically. So you can also skip items. You'll see that there's a skip item. You can skip it, and it will automatically, if you don't want that to appear on this agenda, it will be marked as skipped, and it will show up on the next meeting agenda. If you use do not show, it again doesn't show that item on the agenda to the other members of the IRB, but it doesn't then automatically appear on the next agenda. So some controls you have to manage the way that Mentor automatically populates the agenda. And that should be about it. Oh, one other thing, preview. This will show you the view of the agenda that the members see. This page is, with all the functionality, is the view of the page that the IRB administrator and chair see. But if you want to see exactly what your members are going to see, click on preview and I'll show you that. Okay, that's agenda.